You know that thing Hollywood does every couple of years, digging up an icon from our childhood, someone we all tried to dance like in front of a mirror, and deciding the world needs their story on a giant screen? Well, they've finally done it with Michael Jackson. That's right, the King of Pop's biopic is out. And trust me, it's already making waves for all the right and wrong reasons. Here's what you need to know. The movie's called Michael, and it landed in theaters April 24th. But the real twist isn't the release date, it's who plays Michael Jackson. Jafar Jackson, Michael's own nephew, slid into those legendary loafers. Yeah, Jermaine Jackson's son, taking on the challenge of becoming his own uncle for millions to judge. No pressure, right? Just show up to set, morph into the most famous performer in living memory, and hope you don't make a fool out of yourself. That's a tall order, even for someone with Jackson blood. The wild thing? Even critics ready to tear this movie apart stopped dead in their tracks when it came to Jafar. I mean, USA Today called his dancing liquid, like he's just water flowing across the stage, and said he nailed every instinct, every little gesture. Deadline swore he channels Uncle Michael in uncanny ways, making you believe for a heartbeat that the King of Pop's still alive and kicking. I actually got goosebumps reading some of those. Austin Butler's Elvis got dragged into comparisons, a huge compliment in this game, because that performance basically raised the biopic bar. If you saw it, you know it's hard to hit that standard. So, Jafar's performance? People are saying it's absolute gold. But the rest of the movie? That's where the story turns. Out of the first 40 reviews that rolled in, only a quarter are positive. Ouch. Critics tossed around phrases like, "by the musical numbers biopic," which is a polite way of saying it doesn't take any real risks. Some called it an 80s TV movie, if that TV movie had fancy cameras and one hell of a lead actor. And then there's the big part everyone keeps tripping over. The movie dodges most of Michael Jackson's messier chapters. The allegations, the lawsuits, the complicated fallout, they're barely even referenced. The story just glides past them, like the filmmakers wanted to keep things sparkling and controversy-free. And look, I get the dilemma. The Jackson family helped make this movie, so of course that changes what they're willing to reveal. Legal limitations, real or feared, mean the script tiptoes when it should probably dig in. One IndieWire reviewer slapped it with a C-, saying Jafar's talent just isn't given enough emotional firepower. He's kind of handcuffed by all the stories left untold. But here's an angle that feels real. Variety's critic admits the movie kept him hooked the whole time, even if it plays things safe. Deadline went a step further. They're betting fans are going to see this in IMAX more than once, just to drink in every detail of Michael's biggest hits, Jafar's eerie resemblance, and that impossible dance energy. Honestly, I get that. Love him or hate him, Michael Jackson changed pop music forever. There's something irresistible about reliving those songs and moves on a monstrous screen, even knowing the film pulls its punches. And if you remember watching Thriller on repeat, or singing your lungs out to Man in the Mirror, or feeling a little shattered when 2009 rolled around, well, seeing Jafar move like that under the arena lights is going to be emotional. It's not about ignoring the pain. It's about still holding on to that complicated cocktail of love and loss for someone whose music is basically our shared history, mess and all. One more scene stealer. Coleman Domingo plays Joseph Jackson, Michael's dad. Every single critic agrees he's terrifying and magnetic, in that way that makes you kind of hope he's not in the next scene just so you can relax again. Even people who hated huge chunks of the movie say they can't shake his performance. So, love the film or not, you'll probably walk out of the theater with Jafar and Domingo burned into your memory. So, should you go see it? If part of you still smiles every time you see a moonwalk, or you keep a playlist with Billie Jean stashed for road trips, you already have your answer. Sometimes, a tribute doesn't need to be perfect to be worth your time. And honestly, neither do any of us. So grab your favorite people, find the biggest screen you can, and let yourself get swept up in the spectacle. Maybe you'll laugh, maybe you'll cry, maybe you'll wish the movie went deeper. But you'll remember why Michael mattered to so many. And sometimes, showing up for that kind of magic is all you really need.